Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
I just want to say thank you all for coming today. If we can all just turn to the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kyle Bueno, and I am the organizer for this event. The month of June marks Pride Month, which is a time where we celebrate and remember LGBTQ individuals. I would like to thank the Board of Selectmen for granting approval for this event, Town Administrator Mark Rees for helping with logistics, local officials, law enforcement personnel, and all of you for being here today. The rainbow flag, which is behind me, was created by a San Francisco artist named Gilbert Baker in the late 1970s to showcase LGBT rights marches. It represents members of the LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community. Each color on the flag also has symbolic meanings to it. Red represents life, orange represents healing, yellow represents sunlight, green for nature, blue for harmony, and purple for spirit. As this month marks the anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York, let us bow our heads and remember those who risked their lives so others can fully embrace themselves and be able to contribute to various facets of our community, culture, and society today. Thank you. Next, I would like to call to the podium the Chair of the Board of Selectmen, Charlie Murphy, to share a few words.
Thank you all for coming out here today as we celebrate this great day here in the town of Fairhaven. I would like to first start out by acknowledging the data that Kyle had presented at our selectmen's meeting just a few weeks ago regarding the number of people that have taken their lives because they were perceived as different, they were perceived as unaccepted, and they took their lives. So I'd like to have a moment of silence for all those individuals that took their lives. Thank you. Let's hope that in 2019, people see that people are seen as an individual, regardless of what their orientation is, that they're seen as a person first, and that is the most important thing that we should all remember. In 1999, President Bill Clinton started June as Pride Month here in America. And now, 20 years later, we still are celebrating this in the month of June. I'm very appreciative for Kyle coming forward to have this happen in our town and for bringing it to our awareness in our town. Fairhaven is called Fairhaven for a reason, because we treat everyone fairly. And that is the way we should all be seen. So remember, the town that you live in is a fair town, and that's Fairhaven. I just want to share a quote that was done by, yes, Fairhaven does deserve a round of applause. This is from the book, Lions, Tigers, and Bears, The Internet Strikes Back in 2013, and is quoted by actor and activist George Takei, who some of you may know as Sulu from Star Trek. We should indeed keep calm in the face of difference and live our lives in a state of inclusion and wonder at the diversity of humanity. I think that pretty much sums it all up. So I'd like to present this to Kyle. And some of you may judge that it's maybe a bottle of wine in this package. Oh, you can open it now.
Thank you.
It says, be yourself and anything is possible. Once again, we see a package that we don't know, but inside, we see something that is anything is possible. And I think that this young man has proven this by bringing this to our town and acknowledging every human being's rights. Thank you. Let's give Kyle a round of applause, too.
Thank you, Charlie. And I also want to thank Bob for being here as well, another selectman for the town. And I know that both of them have to be back for their appointments for work, so you two are free to go. But I just want to say, I know, but I just want to say to them, thank you for supporting this event. I know it wouldn't be possible without you two and your support and your friendship. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of myself, who is gay, and all the other people that identify LGBTQ. Thank you for being here. It means a lot.
I'll just keep my comments brief, but really did want to personally thank Kyle for putting this event together and bringing the town of Fairhaven to recognize this very important matter. And I learned a few things here today, and learning about the flag and what it means. And I think as a society, we're living in a special time where we're really seeing things change, and not just for the community that we're talking about, but their families and their relatives, everyone. There's so many people that this is a positive thing for. So I really appreciate the efforts of Kyle, the words that Selectman Murphy, I couldn't say I agree with any more than what he said, and very nice gesture on his part. So thank you all for coming. This is a really nice turnout. Really appreciate you being here for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call to the podium Reverend Betty McClure from the First Congregational Church here in Fairhaven to say a few words.
I'm very honored to be here today. When Kyle asked me, I was touched, because I've known Kyle since, how high? This high. I've been at the church. I've been the pastor of the church for starting 19 years now, and Kyle was just a little boy in our Sunday school, and it's delightful to see how much he has grown and how all the good things he's doing. I'm also struck by today, if my father were still alive, he would be 105 on this very day. And as I think about him, I think even back in a time when diversity wasn't honored particularly, and when we didn't think about some of the things we think about today, my father taught me that all people are the same, and that all people are to be respected and accepted and welcomed. And so as I offer a prayer today, I do so remembering fondly my father and what he taught me. Let us draw our spirits together. Spirit of life, creator and source of love, God of many names, both spoken and silent. In this month, when we celebrate the lives and the struggles of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people, when we affirm the dignity of all loving relationships, help us to find a path forward where all people may live their lives honest to who they are, with grace and empathy for one another. May the difficult lessons and the times of strife nurture compassion in our hearts for everyone who struggles, especially for those whose hardships are different than our own. May the strengths we learn in the difficult times of our lives help us to carry another forward when their time of need is at hand. Mother of dignity, when the world is telling so many people that they have no worth, help each of us speak truth to that, so that we and others do not believe that lie. Help us also to steer away from words that may diminish our neighbor. We each can fall short of embracing true diversity with moments of short tempers, prejudices we may hold, or old injuries of the spirit that surface in harmful ways. May each of us be gracious with ourselves as we learn and grow with patience and care. Spirit of love, help each of us to know we are beautiful and beloved just as we are. Help us to know that no person's worth or dignity can ever be voted away. Help us to speak words of affirmation and welcome and inclusion to all people throughout our nation and all around the world who have been told that they did not matter. And may that compassion help to sustain them. May we all live in the Spirit's love. So may it be. So may it be. Amen.
Thank you. Again, I would like to thank all of you for coming out today to witness history being made in our town. Fairhaven is a community that accepts and welcomes people of all walks of life. Individuals like myself who identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, etc., are your friends, your family members, neighbors, teachers, government officials, pilots, police officers, lawyers, and other occupations. Massachusetts has always been a leader when it comes to recognizing LGBT individuals for who they are and who they love. While the LGBTQ movement has made so much progress within the last few years, such as all states recognizing same-sex marriages, overturning Don't Ask, Don't Tell, there is still more work to be done, not just here at home, but around the world. I would like to finish by reading a short story with you all. It is called The Star Thrower by Lawrence C. Isley. A young girl was walking along a beach upon which thousands of starfish had been washed up during a terrible storm. When she came to each starfish, she would pick it up and throw it back into the ocean. People watched her with amusement. She had been doing this for some time when a man approached her and said, "Little girl, why are you doing this? Look at this beach. You can't save all these starfish. You can't begin to make a difference." The girl seemed crushed, suddenly deflated. But after a few moments, she bent down, picked up another starfish, and hurled it as far as she could into the ocean. Then she looked up at the man and replied, "Well, I made a difference to that one." The old man looked at the girl inquisitively and thought about what she had done and said. Inspired, he joined the little girl in throwing starfish back into the sea. Soon others joined, and all the starfish were saved. As a community, we have the power to create change. We must continue pushing forward so we can live in a world where being yourself is fully accepted and welcomed. I have so much hope for the future, and I encourage members of the LGBTQ community and allies, especially people in my generation, to get involved and make your voices heard. Thank you all, and have a great day. You guys want to take a group picture over here?
How about right here?
Or right here? Actually, you know what? Good idea.
You'll look a lot better in the shade than in that place.
Yeah, you're right.
How tight can you all get?
Thanks, big guy.
The closer the better.
One big happy family.
Okay, if you can see the lens, then you're in the picture, so try to get yourself in a position where you can see the lens. And look at my lens first. Look at my lens first over here. Okay, now look at this guy's lens over here. I'm good. Yay!